Hey, friends and family, welcome back to Chicago Reacts. I'm Zach, your favorite actor here in Chicago, next to
Michael. Hopefully another one of your favorite actors here in Chicago. I like how you said family. It makes me want to say hi, Mom, if you're watching.
Hey.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, by now, all 20,000 of you. Crazy, wild.
I know. If not already, hopefully we're getting there.
Today, we are going to be hanging out with our good old friend Sam again, Sam Nella, Scandalous Popes of the Middle Ages. I love the title already. We're in for a treat, I can tell.
Yes, I'm very excited about this. You know, I was raised Catholic, so anything that delves into those Catholic roots, I'm very intrigued by.
Just really gets you going.
It really gets me going. Yeah, it does. You know, it really does. Just like hearing like a boys' choir for whatever is really emotional to me because I grew up in Catholic church, and that's what I'm going to say. Just a little personal information from me today. And hey, if you want to see more of that, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment in the comment section down below if boys' choir makes you cry. Yeah, that'd be great.
It's just comments from me.
All right, let's jump into this.
This video is sponsored by Skillshare.
This one is not, but it should be.
We say that every time. It's good to just be clear. Scandalous
Hey kids,
Popes.
time to alienate 23.9% of the United States from my potential audience, because today we're talking popes. Now don't get me wrong, the modern papacy is a great thing. Just a genuinely virtuous man being elected to govern and set an example for Christians everywhere. That's awesome. But back in the day, not so. See, in the Middle Ages, the church was one of the greatest powers in the Western world, having massive influence over monarchs and laymen alike. And as we know, with great power comes great tomfoolery. Here's some of the less wholesome popes that history has to offer. Pope Stephen VI assumed the pontificate in May of 896, during a time of great instability for the papacy, where rulers and families of all different shapes and sizes were vying for influence over the Catholic Church. As such, successive popes from this period often had different ideas about how things should be run. Stephen, for example, didn't much care for Pope Formosus, the guy before last. Why?
Because he looks
complicated.
like that.
Even if I could wrap my head around all this, it'd probably be boring as hell. So just take it on good faith that Steve had a lot of beef with Formosus. So much beef, or as we call it, papal bull, that Stephen couldn't even be happy that the dude was already dead. So he had the 8-month-old corpse of Formosus dug up, dressed up in pope clothes, sat down on a throne, and literally put on trial, with a deacon appointed to give all his responses for him. So you thought you could get away from the law with that little dying stunt of yours. Well, tell me, Mr. Thrombosis, did you violate canon law, commit perjury, and pretend to be a bishop when you weren't? Yes, pasta fazool, I am a fool. I've heard all I need to hear. This court finds you guilty, and everything you did as Pope, we legally declare to be fake and dumb and stupid and dumb. Now throw him in the river. What? The river? Can he do that? See the hat? That means I'm Pope. P-O-O-P Pope. You better 3-point that bitch into the briny deep right quick, or I'm gonna raise hell. Metaphorically. So they throw him in the river. This whole thing caused an uproar among Formosus supporters, and after Formosus' corpse was allegedly seen performing miracles at the riverbank, Stephen ended up being overthrown, imprisoned, and executed by strangulation. The body, now slimy...
And then he was put on trial.
Wait, that's hilarious that just totally backflipped on him digging up this person. And then someone was just like, no, he's performing miracles down. Haven't you met him by the river? And just totally undoes his entire career. And didn't that turn out well? That is karma. Great karma in place for Catholics too. So
It's starting the video out strong with the level of scandalicity.
Yeah, scandalicity. Yeah. Okay, let's see what his end is. Oh.
And disgusting was fished out of the Tiber and reinterred in St. Peter's Basilica, where it rests to this day. Next we'll talk about John the 12th. This guy already looks like one of my characters. Why don't we just yeah, there we go. This guy ascended to the throne when he was just 18 years old, which is insane. If I was elected world's biggest hat wearer at that age, you better believe things would get real unpapal real quick. I'm talking gambling, hookers, setting fires, and toasting to the devil. And wouldn't you know it, these are all things John the 12th did. It's said that he took the sacred palace and literally made it into a whorehouse. Matter of fact, while researching the guy, I stumbled across this list of sexually active popes. This is a real Wikipedia article. Take a hike, toilet paper orientation. Daddy's got a new favorite. John is featured prominently on this list, of course. He had a thing for widows for some reason. Personally, I'm not big on weepy old hags. I'm more of a carefree young hag type of guy, but to each their own. He also banged his niece a bunch, which not the most virtuous act, but you know, Middle Ages and bloodline, fucking whatever. His playboy lifestyle eventually caught up to him though, leading to the Synod of Rome, where everyone got together to talk about what a piece of shit he is so they could kick him off the throne. Besides all the deviancy, there was a lot of things they had problems with. For one, someone once offered John some money to ordain a 10-year-old as a bishop, and he was just like, alright, I would have done it for free, honestly. Look how big those robes are on him, that's hilarious. He also had a deacon ordained in a horse stable, just like, oh, for fuck's sake, alright, let's get this over with. Shouldn't we be doing this in like a church? Listen, bucko, if it's good enough for Jesus to be born in, it's good enough for you to have your little cardinal party. No, sir, not cardinal, he's just a deacon. Not if you keep running your mouth, you aren't. He also liked going on hunting trips now and then, generally considered to be something popes don't do, although my suspicion is that they were just tired of cleaning his big stupid camo hat every time. Probably his worst act, though, was putting on a helmet, followed closely in second by the time one of his subdeacons got on his nerves, so he literally cut off his dick and murdered him. So between all this and some conflicts with Otto I of the Holy Roman Empire, John was uncanonically ousted in 963. Except as soon as Otto left Rome, nobody was there to pressure him off physically anymore, so John was like, lol, just kidding, rounded up all his groupies, kicked the new pope off the throne, and continued his role like nothing happened.
He's still a groupies? Oh my god.
You know,
Oh my god.
man, he's bringing in ladies, he's bringing in money.
He's bringing it.
People are like, okay, I mean, that's not really what it says we should do, but I like where this is going.
This is it's just a big rock concert to him. Like this is
I know.
the VIP.
He's
like,
a rock star
VIP
pope.
Status. Rockstar Pope John the 12th, y'all. Woo!
Yeah.
Scandalicity.
By early
Off the
964,
charts.
but just
Taking
a
the
few
throne
months
back.
later, fate caught up with John, and he died the way he lived, committing adultery. Now let's be real, we all have our little guilty pleasures in life. Some people like a nice bag of Cheetos, others like scented candles, or poorly drawn educational videos. Alexander VI liked watching horses fuck.
Whoa.
According to Vatican chronicler Johann Burckhardt, he would specifically arrange for his stallions to be introduced to mares in heat outside his palace, and he'd stand up on his balcony to watch them violently mate, which just tickled him pink for some fucking reason, and he'd laugh uproariously during the entire spectacle. He also once threw a party in the palace called the Banquet of Chestnuts, also referred to as the Joust of Whores. Wait a minute, horse jousting, horses banging. Was dyslexia a thing back then? Nah, but during the banquet, Alexander had 50 of Rome's finest raggedy harlots line up and strip down for him and his guests, which, by the way, included 2 of his children, which, by the way, he had many children, but at this point hardly a concern. Guests began throwing chestnuts at the ladies, who got down on their hands and knees and scrambled frantically, like the cook at Denny's when I held him at gunpoint, trying to collect as many as they could. After this went on for a while, Alexander was like, alright kiddos, game time. Whoever can bang the most broads before the night's over wins Rome's finest silks, and the only condition is that anybody who makes a joke about nutting on someone's chest gets disqualified. It's too easy. This is all according to that one Johann guy, mind you. Some secondary sources differ pretty significantly on the more lurid details of all this, so do take it with a grain of salt. But at the same time, this guy was the official record taker for the ceremonies he was involved with, so it seems equally likely to me that the other guys just wanted to save a bit of face, but who knows. In the end, primary...
I like how the record keeper is just sitting there. I can just picture him just sitting there going, yeah, I guess I'm going to write all this down.
Yeah, I'm sorry. How many chestnuts was that again?
Yeah, I want to make sure we're getting this down. What a great! Oh my God!
Well,
this
here-
guy's crazy.
It looks like there's not much.
Oh,
of it.
yeah, yeah,
Let's
yeah.
finish.
Sources are
up.
usually the most reputable source
we got
of
a lot to
information.
talk about.
After all, what better way to learn about stuff than from people who have direct experience in the subject? That's why you need to try Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with over 25,000 classes in
skills.
design, business,
I like
technology,
sharing.
and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access
Would
to
you look
high-quality
at
classes
that?
on
Look
must-know
at that.
topics, so you can
Yeah.
improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. Let's
Like breeding horses, maybe could be
Yeah,
one of your
yeah.
skills. Yeah, this.
I feel like we started scandalous yet like, oh, okay, it's
Okay.
what was the year, like 896 or something like
Yeah.
that. So we started and I was like, oh, okay, you know.
Yeah.
Then we moved on up a level.
Yeah.
And
And then
that
we really
we really kicked it up.
that
a
last
notch.
one was particularly strange, like weird, like yeah. I guess I know where like weird like religious cult movies get ideas for some of the stuff that they do because it's like, oh no, it's historical.
It's based on a real
Yeah.
real fact.
Okay. Yeah, that is wild. And the fact that they're just like, oh, I'm just gonna do this because I have power and money and I do what I want. Yeah. It's very interesting. I also, this is sort of a side note, but I love Salmonella's little like buried jokes. That he's very good at that with like crawling around on the ground like the waitresses at Denny's that held at gunpoint. Like that's just like, I don't know,
His little dyslexia joke.
You don't catch it, or it can
Right.
be easy not to catch it, but
Right.
he's really good at throwing that little stuff in there to really punch it up.
Without a doubt, one of the wittiest on YouTube. I think a lot of you guys in the comments would agree too. Every time I feel like I'm watching back some of the stuff from the channel, you guys seem to really, really enjoy it when we react to Salmonella, and a lot of you guys share that same sentiment. So it's been so much fun reacting to his stuff and watching it.
Oh yeah, and he always finds these like weird things. I'm curious, like I don't know. It's just interesting. Just what greed and power can do to you and make like. Well, I don't know that these guys necessarily got into their position of power on good terms to begin with, or if they were these characters before that,
Right.
Or if it was their position gave them power, so they're like, now I can do whatever I want.
Yeah. Also, like, just think about how bored they were during that time. Like, you wonder if all these people would have been the same had like video games been around, or other things that can keep them a little bit preoccupied. But I mean, back then, like, what else was there to do when you're leading
Throw
a country?
chestnuts on the
Throw
ground.
chestnuts on the ground and watch horses do it. So, like, I mean, that was it. That was like going to the cinema. Like,
I guess that's one way to look at it. Definitely. I'm not saying it's the way you should look at it, but it's a way to look at it. Yeah. Man, that was wild. If you thought that was wild, let us know in the comment section down below what the craziest thing was, or if you know any other popes that did wild, weird stuff. Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
We really appreciate the support.
heck yeah. And we will see you guys next time right here on Chicago Reacts.